Hello, my name is Peter Evans, and I'm an attorney in Portland, Oregon. Today, I want to talk to you about the timeline of Social Security and how long it takes to go through that process. So the very first thing that you're going to do is apply for Social Security disability. And once that application gets started, on average, it takes about 4 to 6 months before Social Security will make a decision. And some folks will ask me, why does it take so long just even on the initial application? Well, there's a couple things. One, once you fill out the application, Social Security needs to process that, and then they send it back to you to make sure that the application was your wording and that everything that they received was correct. The second thing they're going to do is they're going to reach out to your doctors and your medical providers and order medical records. And then in that of itself can take 30, 60, 90 days for your medical records to be received by Social Security. Once they read through your medical records, then they'll go ahead and make a decision. In our region of the country, Oregon and Southwest Washington, 2/3 of everyone who applies is denied. So unfortunately, there's such a high level of denial rate at the initial application. Social Security will send you a denial letter and they'll explain to you why you were denied. And they'll list all the medical records that they used to make that decision. You review that, and then you file a request for reconsideration or an appeal. And that appeal, on average, takes another 4 to 6 months before you receive another decision from Social Security. It's still the same application. It's not a new application. So it's important to understand that you're appealing the same application. So they still have the same information as far as the same medical records and the same forms that you have filled out. Then what you're going to do is that they're going to request more information, more medical records, maybe a third-party statement. They may even send you out to see one of their own doctors. In our area, and this is generally true around the country, there's an even greater denial rate. There's about an 85% denial rate at the request for reconsideration level. If you're denied at the request for reconsideration, then you have to request a hearing before an administrative law judge. On average, it takes approximately 12 to 14 months from the date you request a hearing to the date you get in front of a judge. Last I investigated, there was approximately 9,000 cases sitting in the Portland, Oregon office, and only about a dozen or so judges to hear them. So as you can imagine, those case files take a long time to work up. So that's why once you request a hearing and to the point you get in front of a judge, it can take approximately 12 to 14 months. Watch one of my other videos, we'll talk about how to prepare for that hearing. But the national average at a hearing rate is about a 45 to 50% approval rate, give or take. Now, every judge is a little different. I've seen some judges that have as high as an 85% approval rate. That means they're approving 85 out of 100 people that are at the hearing. And I've seen other judges that have a 10% approval rate, meaning they're only approving 10 out of the 100 cases that they're reviewing. And it is a hearing where you show up, you testify in court, you raise your right hand, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There's also expert witnesses that are involved, a vocational expert, and maybe even a medical expert in your hearing. If you're successful at your hearing, then you'll receive a favorable decision from the judge, and then you'll be awarded benefits. If you're not favorable or receive a fully favorable decision at a hearing, then you can appeal to the appeals council. On average, right now, that is taking approximately 12 to 14 months for the appeals council to make a decision. Now, there's only one appeals council in the entire United States. Every case that is unsuccessful that wants to file an appeal must file to the appeals council. If you're at the appeals council, there's about an 85% denial rate there as well. There's over 1 million cases, last we investigated, that are currently pending at the appeals council. So all in, if you were to go from start application to finish, that process, just to get a hearing would take about 2.5 years, and to the appeals council can take about 3.5 to 4 years. If you're not successful at the appeals council, you can file a claim in United States District Court. And that would be based off of where you live. So if you lived in the general Portland, Oregon area, you could file an appeal in the Portland, United States District Court. Also, once you're in federal court, it's out of the hands of Social Security. It's now in the hands of the federal court system. So you go to United States District Court, and on average, that can take approximately from the date you file to the date you get a decision from the judge can take approximately about 12 months. If you're not successful in United States District Court, you can appeal to the Federal Court of Appeals level, and if you're not successful there, you can appeal to the United States Supreme Court. We understand that Social Security and that process can be extremely frustrating. It can be extremely difficult. How do you survive that long without any financial support or any income coming in? It's probably the number one question that I get asked by clients is, Mr. Evans, what am I going to do for the next 2.5 to 3 years? Unfortunately, I don't have the greatest answer, and that answer is so independent on what your outside resources are available to you. Depends on the state you live in. In the state of Oregon, there is no, government assistance or GAU check that they give you because of your financial situation. However, in the state of Washington, for some folks, they do receive a $300 check per month for government assistance. As an attorney in this area, one of my goals is to make sure we understand the resources that are available to people outside of just Social Security. We help people apply for food stamps, housing, health care. In Oregon, it's the Oregon Health Plan. In Washington, it was called Apple Care. So we walk people through not just the Social Security process, but also looking for what resources there are to help them get through this long, tedious process. Again, my name is Peter Evans. Thanks for listening. I hope this helps answer any of the questions you might have. Please feel to give us a call if you have any other questions or questions about the process. You can reach us at 855-503-0101. And again, that's 855-503-0101. And our website is evans-evans.com. Thank you. Have a great day.